Peace and blessings, everybody. Sorry Supreme back in the building, man. Check this out, man. I won't tarry too long, but according to the IBF and Bozzy Ennis, Earl Spence has been put on notice for 120 days. He has to respond to the mandatory challenge of Boots Ennis. So after Boots' respective fight, an alleged respective fight of Errol Spence against Keith Thurman, which Errol Spence has stood strong on saying that he does not want to fight Keith Thurman, and he will not take a fight against Manny Pacquiao either, because he feel like he won't get the credit he deserves once he defeats once he defeats Manny Pacquiao. And it seems that he's still bitter over how Keith Thurman treated him earlier in his career, and he will not give him his mandatory shot at the WBC, which he actually has a mandatory against the WBC. What does all this mean? Does that mean we're going to actually get a Boots versus Spence fight coming up in the spring tops? Probably not. Here's the catch why we probably won't see the Boots versus Spence fight. Now, let's say if the Terrence Crawford thing comes into the mix, he would have to fight Terrence Crawford very, very quickly. And if that was to happen, he would have to immediately fight Terrence Crawford. Then after that, if he decides to stay at 147, he can fight Boots. But then there'll still be the situation with Keith Thurman where he would have to relinquish the title. So, with those two things in the way, more than likely we're looking at either Errol Spence fighting Terrence Crawford quickly, or he will be relinquishing his title. It's looking more so like he's going to relinquish the title. The reason why I'm saying that is because I talked about it on a video about a month ago about how his weight looks. And from what I'm hearing, his weight still ain't down like Derrick James claimed. Say he's working, but he ain't losing no weight. Because a lot of people saying, man, he like 10 pounds south from a heavyweight, like 190 pounds or something. 185 still. So he may go to 154 and cut that weight and fight at 154 and see what's going on. Maybe we could see him fight Fondura. Hell, maybe even Charlo. I don't think Derrick James would like that too much if they tried to fight, but Errol seemed like he up for it. It seems like him being undisputed at 147 probably won't happen, but he may end up going to another weight class in pursuit of that before his career is over with. I don't know. But as far as Boots go and getting his shot, which he's earned the shot now, I guess, as a mandatory, maybe in 120 days, who knows? If the Terrence Crawford thing doesn't work out, maybe he will stay at 147 and give Boots what he's looking for, a big fish that he's hunting down. And we'll see what happens there. That would be an exciting fight if it happens. I think Boots is maybe, I don't know, it's hard to gauge it to say if he's ready or if he's not ready for Errol Spence fight or not, but he has an upcoming fight himself, somebody never heard of. Maybe he'll make easy work of him and move on and start getting ready for a shot. Or end up being like on the waiting end as like Stan Jonas is on the WBA end of things. He's been getting money for the longest just to step aside. So, but like I said, the only thing I see tripping him up from his path to actually become an IBF champion at 147 would be a Crawford Spence fight happening quick. And I'm gonna piss on that because I don't see that happening quick. Terrence Crawford himself will have a mandatory coming up by March this spring. I think he wants to get back in the ring by March. I don't think Errol Spence is saying that he's fighting Terrence Crawford next, but he's not going to take no tune-up either. So it's going to take time, man. I think this all been like a stall out. Honestly, I think because of Errol Spence weight. We seen what Keith Thurman did. So I mean, I think I don't see no immediate. Okay, I'm coming back now. My fight right off, because he didn't say his fight right off was going to be Terrence Crawford, so I don't see that happening. So the only thing that's going to step in Boots' way is that he have to sit back and they actually do convince Spence to fight Thurman. Then he would have to sit back and wait. Okay, like, well, he's going to stay at 147. the best possible payday out there will probably be him and Keith Thurman, whether he like it or not. He gonna have to fight Keith. But he can respond to Boots and take the Boots fight. I don't know how lucrative of a fight that would be for Errol Spence, but Errol Spence, I mean, I don't know if he open to that fight or not, but I know Boots is. I know they said they're ready. They looking their chops at this fight, but from what I'm hearing, he's not that excited or that ecstatic to even worry about fighting Boots right now. I think he's looking for other things. I'm just keeping it a being with y'all, man. I don't think, although we talk about 147 a lot, it's very uneventful right now. We're not gonna see anything like real huge. I think the fights we need to focus on really that's coming up is probably gonna be a possible Garcia Davis matchup, which ain't official yet either, by the way. Um, Maybe sometime down the line, we'll see a super fight somewhere. I don't believe the next super fight will be coming out of 147. I would consider Boots versus Spence a super fight. We don't know what Spence really want to do in his head. It just seemed like he don't feel enthusiastic about really much at 147, other than probably fighting Crawford. If that fight ain't happening, I'm gonna keep saying ain't happening. But taking too much time in this possible space, it looks like, man, the belt's gonna be scattered everywhere, and I don't know who Boots gonna fight for that title down the line when it's all said and done. I mean, he may be a possible chance. He may be better off petitioning the WBO for a shot and see what happens if Crawford wants to take the fight, if he wants a big fight, or go after the WBA route. It doesn't look like Virgil Ortiz is going to put in the paperwork to fight Crawford the way he's moving. So, by March, that opportunity may skip both of them guys, and some other rinky-dink dude may take that opportunity. I don't know who's next in line after him. So Crawford very well could just be having a stay busy fight. But we'll see what happens down the line, man. Peace and blessings.